And what are you hearing about, before I let you go, because this is part and parcel of a free agency week, the draft, and what you're hearing about the Jets sitting in that 2 position in that domino spot. What are you hearing about their decision-making and how that involves Deshaun Watson potentially in Houston? More and more I hear about it's like, forget about that. Joe Douglas is not going to sell anything remotely close to the farm required to get Watson, who might not be interested in the Jets anyway. What do you think about this scenario that could affect so many other quarterback situations in the NFL?
Well, one thing Joe Douglas, the GM of that team, has been doing is building from the inside out, not the outside in, focusing on the line, offensive and defensive. And you had Chris Sims on your show last week. He's all over Zach Wilson as, in his mind, the best quarterback in the draft. And if the Jets see in Wilson what Sims sees in Wilson, why would you try to trade for anybody else? You get a guy straight out of college on a rookie deal where you can spend around him because you know you've got him on an affordable contract relative to what quarterbacks cost, and he could be the guy that the Jets have been looking for ever since Joe Namath went to the Rams. So I think that it makes sense to use the free agency money to work on the offensive line. And for that second overall pick, again, it comes down to how they feel about Zach Wilson. But Sims is pretty strong on this, and he's got a good track record of spotting these guys, whether it's Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or whoever, and he's all over Zach Wilson. So until I hear otherwise, that's what I'm keeping my eye on. Use free agency for other positions and go grab your franchise quarterback with number 2.
So you know how the way this works, and a roadmap for it would be what Arizona did once they drafted Kyler Murray and then traded Josh Rosen. You know that deal wasn't made until the Friday night because you're not going to get rid of Sam Darnold, even though you love Zach Wilson, until you actually have Zach Wilson. Like, Zach doesn't fall and break his leg the day before the draft or the morning of trying to get out of his hotel room, if that's the way we could get back in the regularity, honestly, in Cleveland, you know. So who might be still in the market, do you think, for a quarterback at the Friday night of the draft, getting through free agency in the first round? Could that be like the Bears' dream scenario that I guess, to bring this all full circle? Like, who do you think would be a market for Sam Darnold on the if it is that late of a trigger pull on the deal?
I think that's another reason for the Jets to wait until after round 1, because there will most likely be one team standing, all seats filled as far as first-round quarterbacks go, and so they're still going to be looking. And they didn't go all in free agency to get a guy who was a clear answer or via trade. They didn't get the guy they wanted in the first round of the draft, so let's go get Sam Darnold. And you get more if you're the Jets. If you get a team that's desperate because they didn't get – and remember, Josh Rosen got a second-round pick for Arizona. So, yeah, I think that timeline makes sense, whether it's the Bears, whether it's the 49ers who've been linked to Sam Darnold, and I think they hold on to Jimmy Garoppolo until they get an upgrade and then possibly cut him loose because $25 million, I think, is more than what his current skill and ability to stay healthy justifies. But, yeah, I think Sam Darnold could be that delayed reaction guy this year after that first day of the draft. You got an 18-hour window or so, and the Jets would make the most of it in finding a partner for Darnold.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.